Okay. Well, our second mastermind, thank you for your patience yesterday. It was a little bit of a total crazy day with Seraphina's school, and a lot of things went wrong over there. Nobody was in danger or hurt, but it was just, um, yeah, some of the ladies that are taking care of the kids have, um, it's a charter school. It's a really good school, but there's a lot of parent involvement. And some of the parents have children that have epilepsy or very severe sort of conditions. And I think it was just like, I don't know if there was something in the air. A lot of the kids, I think one of them had a really bad epileptic attack. So they needed extra parental help. Just put it that way. So yeah, I was glad I could go there and be of help to Seraphina and the other kids. And yeah, so it was an interesting day yesterday. And then a lot of other stuff went kind of haywire too. So much for waiting for Mercury in retrograde. It can happen anytime it damn well feels like it. And happy Imbolc. We're pretty much at the Imbolc season. And it feels really, I've got a little bit of a cold, so I'm a little slow. But Imbolc, I think it translates to in the belly. So it's when the first bursts of spring come forth. The ewes, the sheep are starting to. I think they're beyond gestation. I think this is the birthing period when the sheep mother's milk comes in, and the people light candles, and it's like after that long winter of being cooped inside and feeling like you're in that hibernation mode, just kind of waiting. This is that first spark of like, oh my God, I have to create something. I have to just like get out and do something. So I've been definitely feeling a lot more just like ready to burst forth. So it feels really good. I'm going to choose a couple of cards for us as a collective because we're going to do masterminding today rather than our readings. And get a sense for what the energies are for the next 7 days. Celebrating Imbolc, celebrating Dia de Iemanjá, which is February 2nd in Brazil. And calling her forth, calling the energy of Iemanjá, Great Mother, who helps us align with our bodies, with our minds. She's often referenced in Brazilian candomblé as the Dona de la Cabeça, the governor of the head. So if someone has mental issues, or if you're having any kind of mental anxiety or any panic attacks, all of that falls under her realm. She's the healer of the head, as is her husband, the Obatala is his name. And her husband is kind of thought of, again, the Don de la Cabeza, the masculine counterpart of the mental state or mental health, amongst other things. So they're both king and queen. She's known as Ayaba, which means queen in Yoruba, in their language. Yoruba is a West African culture. All right, so Iemanjá, what do you want to tell us today? 9, the Hermit card. So the next 7 days is really about realigning with our spiritual light, going within, meditating. So yeah, even though we are gathering in ritual, it's the time to have that contemplation, prayer, silence, meditation within to connect spiritually. 9 is also the number of Morgan Le Fay, the 9 Sisters of Avalon. My life path number is 9, so I love 9. And I always think of the Empress to the third power, which is 9. Okay, I want to take one more card. This is from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed, and she has these different allies that are archetypal, but they're not necessarily described in a traditional way, which I really love. She has her own way of doing archetypal symbolism. Oh yeah, baby. Look at 36, the River Queen. Flow, letting go, natural movement. So Yemanja is definitely here saying hello. And her daughter Oshun. Oshun is the daughter of Yemaya, and she is the ruler of fresh waters. So the river is definitely Oshun. So we have mama and daughter, the 2 queens, and 3 + 6 is 9. So we have 2 9s. Wow. That's cool. So, all right. I think we're going to just go ahead and get started. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Chris.
Demi, I think I'm going to have you go first. So our agenda, yeah, so if you see number 1 is, can you see in the chat what they are? Or should I put them up? Let me put them up on the screen too, just so if people can't see them, they're up on the screen there. Okay. So I would say, Demi, go ahead and start with agenda item 1 and 2. And as far as the 3, we'll kind of go over those at the end once everybody's had a chance to talk. So I would say, let's give you 5 minutes to do number 1 and 2. And then after you tell us what you want feedback around, then we'll go through and everybody can give you feedback. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Awesome.
This week I am celebrating. I felt really good a lot of this week. It started out really bad, but I felt really good a lot this week, and I have really been working my 10 till 4 rules of enchantment rule pretty damn well, which I feel very proud of. And I feel like I have a lot more space in my life, and I feel less overwhelmed by all my projects than I have been in the last few months, which is really good. And I'm celebrating the fact that I've recorded I'm creating a priestessy podcasting for Rockstar Priestess, because I don't know, why not? And the lady I interviewed today about mediumship, she's agreed to teach a week of my course for sister season. So she's going to be teaching us about mediumship and mediumship skills and opening up to channeling from different worlds. And that's awesome, because that means there's another week that I don't have to write a lesson for, which makes me so happy. And yeah, that's mainly what I'm celebrating this week. Anything else? No, I don't think so. It's doing okay. I've got 11 sign-ups for yes, I have 11 paid sign-ups for Venus Working, which is good. It's not where I wanted it to be, but my focus hasn't really been, I haven't been able to shift my focus into really marketing for that until the last 2 weeks. And I would like to stop leaving all my marketing till 2 weeks before, because it feels stressful and it doesn't feel very easeful. So I need to figure out how to do that. But yes, 12 people, 11 people is good. I think I'll get a couple more, and I'm happy because everyone's going to have a great time, and everyone loves Venus Working, so it's going to be really fun. And yeah, and I'm going to run it again probably at Beltane, because I think it's really important. But yes, that is what I am celebrating. And things I need help with. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like everything's become a lot more clear this week, which is really nice and makes a really big difference. And I feel so much less overwhelmed. Everything still takes a long time though. I was researching for an extra on my course and it took forever, but it was really good to have it done. What did I write down? Did I write anything down? My website is down right now. It's still up. It's been a mess for the last 2 weeks because there's something wrong with the back end, which means I can't edit anything. So I'm trying to fix that. That's frustrating, especially since I'm in the middle of a launch. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I have most of the answers to what I need to do. Like my income for this month has not been at my goal, but I think it's climbing back up there, so that's really good. I think something I actually do need advice on. Hey, so Chris recommended that I offer a Venus VIP day, and I would like to get some ideas for what could happen on one of those, because my brain doesn't think big at the moment, it thinks safe. And also on Monday, I have to put this into my calendar, I'm meeting with my priestess teacher, Christine Sotens, because she wants to commission a tarot deck from me, a Rhiannon Oracle deck. So we might be working on that together, but I kind of need to do a bit of research before then, so then I know what it is we need to talk about and what kind of arrangement we'll do and how much I should charge if we do a situation where I'm just paid per card and she deals with the rest of it, and how to find resources to do crowdfunding, because I think it's going to end up being a crowdfunding thing, and any resources on creating a deck and kind of the amount of money I should charge, if it's any advice on that kind of section, sort of, and figuring out a way to do it where it keeps in my boundaries of not feeling overwhelmed. Because the reason I haven't made a tarot deck before is because it would have been me on my own, and I don't do things well on my own, and because it takes so much time. So yeah, they're not very clear questions. Sorry guys. I need a shower and I'm in my onesie and I just got my period, so.
Okay, so what I heard is you need some support around your VIP day, like ideas for that. And the second one is if anyone has developed a tarot card or has helped or been involved, you'd like some advice on, resources of where to figure out how much it costs to print and et cetera, that kind of stuff. Is that what and how to do it in Go-Go? So I think a lot of us, for a Venus working VIP day, I think it would be so fabulous. I mean, the thing is, when I've done VIP days, I offer it at Baccara Resort in person or virtual, because a lot of people, can't necessarily afford to do, the big old resort one for a weekend and, fly out to see me. So I do it both ways, and you could totally offer both in person. Like if you could offer it in Glastonbury, like you could find like the most lovely, B&B or something where they can stay for a weekend, and then you take them to all the different sites for a ritual. So you do like a ritual or two every day at a different part of the Glastonbury. And then if you decide to offer also a virtual one, which I think is a great idea, because there's so many women all over the world who don't have access or the means to go to Glastonbury, you could do, what have I done virtually? I've done like cacao ceremonies where it takes planning. So usually they sign up and we do some business stuff and some, cacao ceremony and then body puja, and I teach them some of my tantra and the yoni egg technique and breast massage. So, and then we do like a little bit of a right naked, you know what I mean? So I have like, depending on what their focus is, like some people really just want a personal focus, some want personal, and they want some business stuff. So I've done the gamut. But for you, because ritual is so much a part of who you are, I could totally see you doing a virtual one with a ritual, and then you can offer them, you know, maybe you make a special herbal, you know, concoction for them, a tea. Maybe you do it through Suzanne. You know, it's like you don't have to make everything yourself. You could send them a care package like the week before of, you know, all these amazing like customized blends for them from Suzanne, from you, whatever. You could send them like a little, you know, book, your favorite priestessing book and ritual book, whatever it is. You know, like a fragrance, a beautiful fragrance for them, essential oil fragrance to anoint themselves, and a candle. So like kind of like a little ritual altar kit, I think would be just the bomb. And then you could do it virtually over Zoom with them, and they'll have all their accoutrement and just like be like, I love you, Demi, and have a whole day of Demi giving them stuff to do, Venus assignments. You know, here's, you know, remember, you know, you could send them like stuff to have a Venus bath, and they have to make their own bath with crystals and candles. And yeah. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm sure other people have ideas. So,
they come
anyway.
online with me and I go, hey, go have a bath now, go on, and put the thing down, and then they come back and then they've had their bath, and then we do the next thing, and I tell them to go away and do that, and then we do the next thing.
Totally.
That's so cute.
And then how cool would it be to take people to Glastonbury, to like your favorite? I mean, you are like my Avalon priestess. You know, if I ever talk to people that want to go to Avalon, I'm going to completely send them to you, because you're the one. So yeah, those are my ideas. And then I think we should just stick with that one idea, and then talk about in the Facebook group, post about the oracle cards. I do have 2 people that I know very well that have done it, and I can connect you with them.
That would be awesome.
So does anybody else have ideas for Demi's VIP day, for Venus working VIP day? And if you're not talking, please mute yourself too. Just, it helps the sound quality.
Demi, I think Chris's ideas are incredible. Just a couple of days ago, I listened to someone talk about VIP days online, because it was something I couldn't wrap my head around. And she talked about the same thing, sending a package. You know, in her case, she talked about t-shirts. So everyone showed up on the VIP day wearing the same t-shirts. You know, like little things to, you know, people can still be at home, but still experience what the experience you could have given them if they had come to you in person. You know, so that's what I think.
I like the t-shirt.
Okay, so you could, you know, you could have something custom made or something, you know.
I like it. You look so beautiful today, Aphrodite.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she does.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really like that idea.
So maybe you could plan them side by side and then have them meet, you know what I mean? So that the in-person would be, the online experience would be almost as good as the in-person. So.
Okay, plan them together.
So we have another 3 minutes to continue with Demi's feedback. So whoever wants to jump in now, go ahead. And yeah, try to keep things brief. And then remember, we could always go back to the Facebook group and leave feedback for people. I'll put up a thread so you can go, oh yeah, I had this idea for Aphrodite or Demi or Kay or whoever. So don't worry if it doesn't happen like right here, right now, that's fine. You could always do it in the Facebook group. And my other note to you to remind you is to take notes about what your takeaway is. Like you'll hear things, even advice for other people can definitely apply to you or to anybody. So we want to have those notes for ourselves. Okay, I'll shut up now. Any more feedback for Demi and her VIP Venus working day?
I do. Lisa does. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you.
Hi. I was thinking on your Venus VIP day, even though it's coming up, and on Valentine's Day, and if you ever wanted a fragrance or an essential oil made for you, I could definitely do that for you.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
So I'm just letting you know. And I could do it in a body powder, or I could do it in an actual perfume or a roll-on or whatever you like. And you could also, you could pick out how you want it labeled. And if you provide me with the artwork, I could make those for you in little dropper vials or anything like that. So just want to let you know.
Thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome.
I really
Okay,
wanted to do
everyone else, someone want to jump in real quickly?
I really want to do a Morgan Le Fay VIP weekend now.
Yeah.
So cool.
Who is Morgan Le Fay? I'm stumped.
We have to talk about that in the Facebook group, sweetheart, because we're going to run out of time, and I want everybody to get a chance to talk.
Okay, I just keep seeing the name pop up.
Yeah, no, I want you to know exactly who that is, and Demi is the one to tell you. So, Demi, do you want to take a note to post on the Facebook group, a note to Lisa, because there's probably others who want to know too. And you could also talk about your mystery school, because some people kind of came after you were really promoting it last year or so, like Kay and Lisa, they don't know.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, Lisa, do you want to go next? Do you see the agenda?
Yeah, I do, but I don't really have a lot to offer. I just, ever since I started the course, I don't feel as overwhelmed, and I'm back to writing. I've gotten off the computer, and I've bought me a beautiful journal, and it's like all day long I write in it. Whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm learning, all the exercises from the course, and I'm celebrating that because I haven't written in a long time. And it's an important part of my life that I've kind of just let go of, and I'm celebrating that because every day I go back and I, if I do a tarot card reading, I go back and I read the cards I drew and what they meant, and I journal about my day and how I'm feeling, and I'm doing my affirmations, my I ams every day, and I listen to your little subliminal message about 8 to 10 times every morning while I'm journaling. I do, and I really like it. I like is it the bowls or the Tibetan bowls or whatever? And I have a hard time with meditation, and you know that, and visualizing, but I feel better, and I'm letting go of a lot of the things that, along with not being well all the time, and then all the past regrets, and the turmoil that I've been through. You know what I've been through, and I'm just trying to let it all go. I'm trying to just be more positive because I'm the poster child for negative thoughts, you know. And every time I have one now, I just try to replace it with 2 or 3 more positive thoughts. And, you know, I'm not where I want to be, but it's okay. And you told me to be still and to be patient. And it's been 5 years, and I'm thinking, my God, you know, has God forgotten my address? But I just keep forging on. And you are a great help to me, and I love you dearly, and all the women in the group. And I'm just glad to be here.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, I'm so glad you're here, and you're an amazing, very savvy businesswoman. And it takes longer than 5 years to get any sort of entrepreneurial venture like really going, and you're well on your way. Because you also give that endorsement with Amazon. I do want you to talk about a little bit about your business so the women know more about what you do. And I also want you to have time to get feedback or support around something in your business. So maybe give us like a 1-minute encapsulation of your business right now so the ladies know what you do. And that way I think they can help you easier. And then if you have something that you'd like some feedback with or support with, then let us know, okay?
Okay, I can do that. I talk fast.
Okay.
Well, you know, I left a 30-plus year career in corporate medicine. You know, I managed physicians, surgeons, staffs of over 200 people at one time. And in 2014, on my birthday, I just said, forget it. I want to do something creative. And I have always loved makeup and skincare, and I created my own organic makeup and skincare line, which is, you know, no chemicals, no toxins, cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, and it's a skincare makeup. So the more you wear it, the better your skin looks. I started on Etsy, and now I have my own website, but I've had to learn, you know, how to build. I've always been computer savvy, tech savvy, so I've built my own websites. I do my own SEO. I do my own marketing. You know, but beauty is a highly competitive field. I mean, it's right up there in the top 3, you know. The difference with my products and other products is most beauty products are owned by the same company. They come from China or other countries. They're packaged and redistributed, you know, so you may pay $10 for something in one type packaging and it may be $100 in another type packaging, but it's all the same. All of my makeup I make by hand. I can customize makeup, body powders, perfumes, and you know, I've been doing okay since I started in 2014, but I recently signed a contract with Amazon this past October. They contacted me and they wanted me to create an organic makeup and skincare brand for them as a private label. I don't know how many of you know about that, but Amazon has like 270 brands that they pretty much own. And after a while, if the brand becomes successful, then they will buy you out of the brand, although you'll continue to manufacture the products. So we launched like a week before Thanksgiving, and then I had no idea. You know, they said we would start out slow. Well, in the first 4 weeks of them placing orders with me, it was like $35,000. Now tell me, do I have $35,000 worth of inventory on the shelf ready? No. So I had to soft reject, which means to tell them it's not in stock, and then they'll order again later. But I was only able to fill about $10,000 worth of products. And then with that, I figured, you know, they would keep ordering this much, but they were just stocking their shelves. So I took the money that I made from the first big sale, and of course I invested it in more inventory. And now I'm stuck with $25,000 worth of retail inventory on my shelves. just waiting for them to ramp it up and market it. And I am getting emails from them, and I do see the brand everywhere. But, it's a little different because it's not my brand. It's their brand. And I'll probably be more successful going that way than with my own brand with all the competition. But I have a problem with my site is my products are good for women from 10 to 99 years old, but I don't know who to market to. I don't know who my demographic is. And sometimes, sometimes my marketing comes across as teenager, immature, trendy, because a lot of people say that's who you need to tap into. But then again, my marketing can tap into, older women, postmenopausal women, 70-year-olds that want really good skincare. So I'm a triple Gemini, and I don't know if I'm coming, I'm going half the time. And I have all these ideas, but I don't have one solid, like,
So, Lisa,
these are my people. This is my tribe,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to stop you there because you gave us a lot of information, which is perfect. It was awesome. I mean, I learned stuff about you that I didn't know yet. So, in the course, we're in week 3 and you're working on, week 2, you worked a little bit on your supernaturally designed client, which is also AKA your avatar, your ideal customer, that stuff. And I know for you, your business is still really new, but what I love about you, and I think what your brand really represents, is kind of like that Sex in the City vibe of woman tribe who meets in their 20s and 30s and then stays together forever.
Yeah.
So I think, as you go through this course, especially in the next few weeks, because like week 4, next week is the revolution. Like, what is your revolution? So, your revolution is about your passion, your big why. So like for you, it's beyond, for all of us. If you're an entrepreneur, it's beyond, well, I want to make X amount of dollars. I mean, that's great. And we all want success financially and being financially secure. But if you want to build a tribe and you want to attract people, that's not the shit that's going to attract them. They want a revolution. So for me, when I see your ads, and I love like your pictures of women at festivals. And so, what I see you doing is like appealing to like probably the 30-year-old, the early 30-year-olds, and showing how building a strong sisterhood, that you guys grow old together and looking as hot as you want and being as beautiful at every age. You know what I mean? So I totally get what you're talking about, that your makeup works for all those ages. But when you start your brand and you start your real big promotions, you really want to have a target that's narrow, because if you start trying to, you know what I mean? So eventually you have this group of women who come in their 30s, and then you're going to be creating products for them into their 40s and 50s. And so with each different generation, you're going to have a different product line and a different demographic. So your product line is going to expand, obviously, to more than one age group, but you're going to have to market to those people separately with specific products and labeling for those people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, where are you starting today and what are you passionate about today? And maybe it's more, like you said, kind of, because you love those pictures of beautiful women. To me, they look like they're in their late 20s, early 30s. And if that's your passion to communicate with them, then go with it. If it's your passion to communicate with 50-year-olds, so that's me, my age group, I'm 51 and
me.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were the Sex in the City generation too.
Yes, we were. That's my favorite show.
Yeah. No, so your brand is amazing. Your brand's amazing, but just, remember not to get overwhelmed with trying to figure out all the different age groups and demographics. Who do you want to talk to now, and where do you want to start? I think that's what you should be looking at least in the next 3 lessons, because lesson 3 was this week, which a lot of us haven't even gotten to yet. I'm still like finishing week 2 myself. And then week 4 is your revolution. Week 5 is your brand value statement, like what differentiates you from everybody else. That's week 5. Week 6 is messaging. So I would say week 3 and week 6 are kind of the hard weeks where you're going to have to put more time in.
Okay.
Because the messaging is going to be, you know, it's going to push you to come up with what you think your customer's language is. And if you already have customers, then you can connect with them. But I know for you, Lisa, because you're selling through Amazon, you don't have direct access to your customers through a newsletter list. So it makes it difficult. So you might want to put together your own focus groups, and then, you know, of women, you know, give them maybe like a deep discount on some products and get them started, and then have them like in a little mastermind with you. And you meet maybe like a once a month or a couple times a month for 2 or 3 months, and have them use the products and tell you what they think of them. And you could record that. So then you have the words they use. I mean, that's the important thing. It's not about how we explain it. It's how your customer can find themselves in your marketing. That's what's going to drive them to buy.
And you know what's difficult is I have 2 completely separate brands. So I have Clear Skin, and then I have Mudflower, you see? And there are 2 different brands. You know, it's hard because when I create my products, I have to brand half of them as Clear Skin and half of them as Mudflower. And they both have different personalities, and different artwork and different, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I suggest to you, start with one and figure out how your process is to do the branding for one. Because once you've figured out your own process, and you can use the process I'm giving you, whatever you want to do it. Once you've done it for one brand, you could replicate it for the other brand, because you're just replicating a process. And then within that process, gathering the archetypal information that you need to use to translate and communicate through that brand. And you could do the same thing for all of your brands, but again, start with one, perfect one.
Okay.
Really, I think that would be the best way. And that might take you 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But once that's done, then you could roll out all your other brands, as many as you want, the same way, with their own packaging and marketing. Okay.
And as you know, this is only a means to an end. It's not about the makeup. It's not about the brands. It's about what I can do with the money when they become popular. You see, I did the makeup as a creative thing, but if I ever become this self-made millionaire like Sarah Blakely and all of them, I want to use that money for deeper, more important purposes than just makeup. Because to tell you the truth, I've only put on makeup once in the last year. I don't even wear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally do. And that's next week's lesson, is all about that. It's not a matter of if, Lisa, it's a matter of when. When you are a self-made millionaire, so you add that to your I am statements. You know, I am a self-made millionaire, and I help thousands and millions of women around the world know that they can do the same, or whatever. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I just want to be financially independent again. It's the first time in my life that I've never been, which is why I'm still in the same situation. You know, living with my best male friend. I have to. I mean, I can't be independent yet. So
it's going to happen. Believe me, I was living at my ex-husband's home with his parents for 10 years.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
His parents too? Oh my God.
The situation is different. Some people live at home. Some people live at some people have a boyfriend or husband to support them. Some people don't. we're all in different situations, but that's the thing. The beautiful thing is we could help lift each other up, because you just can't have the expectation that it's only going to take a year or two to get an entrepreneurial thing off the ground and be financially independent. It takes years of building, and
You're right, it does.
lots
And
of
a lot of people think, look at them, you know, they're wealthy, they're famous. Looks like they did it overnight. No, they don't.
No way.
No way.
But you
No way.
can. The thing is, if you're smart about your marketing, and like I said, you really focus on one brand and get that baby off the ground, it will give you enough money to start at least being independent and feeling like, okay, I have my own life. I don't have to deal with some dude I'm living with or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So the more you can focus, the sooner you're going to get out of that situation. And then it just kind of compounds. And then you just look back and go, oh my God, like I moved out a year. Oh, Helen, do you want to say something?
Yeah, can I jump in?
Yeah, please.
Lisa, like, I really heard when you were talking about your brand, this big why, and that you very eloquently just, you know, you said about the current industry, the makeup, the skincare, they all come from China, that yours are all made with these pure ingredients. They're great to put in your skin. They're okay to go in your body. Probably they're good for our environment. And I feel like there's something in there that I'm hearing from you about these products that makes me go, yes. And it doesn't sense demographic or age. It's about ethics and what we're doing with our bodies and our environment and our planet. And if you can tap into that, it's almost like it doesn't need to be a trend or a fashion. It doesn't need to be a certain age category or look a certain way. It's like you're calling to something deep within, which is a really big, powerful purchasing driver for people.
Right.
I'm just started doing a bit of work with a brand called Willida, which is a European brand. I'll type it to you. But they're so ethics focused. It's absolutely beautiful to kind of witness within the company. Their number one thing is planet. And so again, if you look at their kind of marketing, it's not necessarily so much on the aesthetic of the customer or the demographic of the customer. It's values driven.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering if you could do something along those lines. And you were saying you wanted to take the money and then go do something where you really feel passionate or purpose driven. And so I was kind of wondering what that is, and if you can draw those feelings and desires into what you're currently already doing and use this as a vehicle.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a big dream of helping women, you know, in situations they can't get out of with education. You know, tech is mainly dominated by males. There aren't enough women in the field. There aren't a lot of women coders or graphic artists or anything like that. I mean, men are dominating that. And I would love to open a technical school for girls. I would want to open a home for wayward girls with problems, battered women that seek refuge. You know, that's really what I want to do with my life, is to build this really feminine, educational-based, philanthropic society. That's what I want to do.
Fantastic.
I want to give back.
So Lisa, I'm going to give you a timeout because we have.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Beautiful.
Yeah, you have to show me it.
Helen, that was a beautiful example, and I'm writing that down as part of my takeaway for today. So thank you for bringing that in.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Lisa. No, this is great. I wanted the ladies to get a better sense of, you know, what you do. Is Maria still here? I'm not seeing everybody, I don't think. Does everybody see? I see Helen and I'm hear here. Lisa. Okay, so I didn't see Lisa, but I heard her. So you're here, Maria. Do you want to go ahead and go next?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank
you.
Can
you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because when I have these headphones on, sometimes you don't hear me. First of all, if you haven't tried Lisa's products, you just have to do it.
Thank you.
They are the best. And I know this because I grew up with the mother who worked at a big makeup company, and I got all the products as a teenager. So I was completely spoiled until she quit and I understood the prices, and I was in shock. And now the only thing I use is Lisa's products.
Thank
They're
you,
awesome.
Levy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, so to my things, I'm celebrating that I actually applied for work. I don't know if I want it, but I was, they asked me to apply for it. It's at the Academy of, the Norwegian Academy of Music. And I just took a decision that I will apply 50%. And if I get it, I will be happy. Then it's meant to be. And if I don't get it, I don't care. It's okay. So, and then I'm finishing the project description for my next concert, my next performance. And I'm embracing devotion more into my practice, into my playing. And I posted 2 videos this month. And I wrote some I am statements that I'm really happy about. Yes. So that's what I'm celebrating. And what I would like feedback on is, I wonder how I could connect more with my network in the social media, because now at my artist page at Facebook, there's over 1,000 people, and people comment, but I feel like I want to do more for the people who are there. And I'm not sure how to connect with them more or at a deeper level. So I would love feedback on that. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Maria. And I've been loving your videos and always love your videos. It's so.
Thank you.
It's very meditative, and yeah, I have a couple of your really beautiful meditation drumming. Oh, okay. I was seeing a note on the chat. So you want feedback on how to communicate more or offer more to your social media followers. Can you tell me more about that?
I would like to connect more with them, like talk to them more. I don't know if I should do it with words, because my medium is drumming. But I can't post drum videos all the time because it's not possible. I mean, it takes me some weeks to be able to play the stuff that I play, these little compositions. So I post one, and then while I'm working on one, I'm starting on another. So now I have started the one that I will record in 2 weeks. So it's like I want to,
about, instead of volume, like you said, it's, having to create and produce these takes time. So maybe, maybe you have like the rhythm of the month, and then each week you have like a different prompt that they can journal about, or connect with that rhythm in a different way. Try this, listening to it while you're laying down and see what images come up in your mind, stuff like that. And then maybe asking them to comment, and you start like conversation threads on your social media. I don't know if Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, all of those have comments and comment threads.
Yeah. And people comment on things, but I see that it's very different people who comment on different things. And suddenly I'm like, huh? He or she said something. And I just try to be natural. I don't want to say something just to say something.
Yeah.
I
So
post something when I feel like it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What'd you say?
I post something when I feel that I have something to post, not just to post.
Yeah, I think for really consistent engagement, it's good to have some sort of a social media plan. But like I said, it might be one thing, one major thing that you produce per month, and then you just use that one thing to like elicit different perspectives, as opposed to having a different rhythm every week or every time you post. I mean, that seems like a bit overkill for you, especially. You know, I wouldn't be able to produce all that stuff. So does anybody else want to jump in with some advice and feedback for Maria?
Yes.
Come on, girls.
In my networks with performers and artists, sometimes it's all about sharing the work and just about sharing pictures of what they did and tiny like snippets of what they've done, but Jesus, that must be exhausting. But people seem to want to know, they want to connect personally with the artist, people who they feel like they can connect personally with. And this is just kind of how social media works. They feel there's something there, so bringing more of yourself and your own artistic process into your social media might be able to open up more of a dialogue. Like if you're inspired by something, you could take a photo of it and saying, oh, it's so quiet in the woods today, I'm finding this very inspiring, look, here is the woods. And then people could comment on that. And it's more sharing your own process and your own personality with people, because Facebook is all the social medias, they're cult of personality marketing options, really. They're not so much with the branding. So the more of you people see, the more people fall in love with you and the more they really like you. And all my fans, when I have them as a performer, they just want to know what I'm up to. And they like seeing the cool things I'm doing, because a lot of people have this dream of being, oh, I could be a professional musician, or I could be a professional burlesque dancer or whatever. And they like seeing that, so then they can kind of imagine it for themselves and they think it's cool. That's what I think anyway. Even though most of what we do is like sitting around in a onesie wondering what the fuck we're going to make this month. That's what I think.
We could have one more person jump in. One more person for Maria for feedback. Anyone? Okay.
Like she disappeared. Is she here?
Can you see me?
It looks like Maria's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you could always leave her feedback on the Facebook group thread. I'm making a note to myself to make a thread for the mastermind. So maybe take a note to yourself of what you thought you'd want to give her as feedback. Thank you, Shirley. So Aphrodite, I guess since you're on screen, why don't you tell us about your celebrations and what you'd like feedback on?
Okay. For my celebrations. So every day when I pick my son up from school, he'll ask, Mommy, how was your day? And I'll tell him. And then he'll ask, what did you do? And I'll tell him. And in the past couple of weeks, when he asks me what I've been doing, I tell him, oh, I was on a call with this person, or I spoke to this person, or I was in a group call with these people. And it made me realize that, last year around this time, the only people I talked to were probably my mother and my best friend. And now I have all these women in my life who I get to talk to every day. So So that's a massive celebration. I just realized that I have more people in my life. So I am so grateful for that. Um, yeah, that's the big one. Now, with feedback, I have two things. One is simple, one is not so simple. So I've been spending a lot of time journaling, planning, writing for my finishing school. And I love that I've taken the time to slow down and, not gotten off the treadmill and thinking that I have to post something every day. All of that is out of the window. So my question with that is, there's this one phrase, because sometimes I get lost. I start hearing of the voices that I don't want to hear, And there's a phrase from a book, which is the tagline, which brings me back. And that tagline is, it's from Seductress. I talk about this book all the time. And the phrase is, women who ravished the world and their lost art of love. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to be about. My problem with it is I don't want to plagiarize anybody's words. And I've tried to paraphrase it. I've tried to turn it around, but it's perfect. So I don't know what to do with that. So that's one thing that it's a little thing, but it's bugging me. So, because I want it to be my tagline. It's the thing that grounds me. It's the thing that reminds me that all of my work is inspired by these women who came before us, who lived these fascinating lives. And they're my resource. And that keeps me grounded. So that's one question. And then the second question is, I'm very focused on creating my finishing school. It's clear, I know what it is, just as I said. However, I still have my life as an artist. I've been leading a group of artists for the past 6 months. And they're all supporting me and saying I should create something like that for others. It's clear that I have these two things that I'm doing. One is for the seductresses, and then the other is for artists. Where I struggle with this is, do I have to create two separate brands? Because when I think about blogging and newsletters and all of the online stuff, it's these two different worlds. Now, if you came into my home, I'm this one person. Or if you met me in person, I'm this one person. But when it's about these offerings, they're two separate things. And so I'm struggling because I'm ready to start writing, ready to start blogging. But I realize even though there's similarities, they're two very different subjects. So I don't know how to present it not on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm all of me, but now as I'm leading to these things becoming offerings, I'm struggling with how to package and present them. So those are my questions.
Those are great questions. So the problem of like really loving a quote and wanting, how can I make this my own? And it will come through because you're a really good writer. And again, that's what the next 3 weeks, the focus is going to get you closer towards how to write your messaging. And that will include taglines. And I mean, I'll give you guys some different formulas, but I think for you, it's going to come through really clearly. So yeah, I get it. You're not going to plagiarize her. You're going to come up with something that's just so you. And the other question about having like the two different groups and the two different offerings, you know, and I think Demi can probably speak to this also really well, but, you know, those of us that have who are multi-passionate, have a lot of different like income streams and different business ideas going at once. The main idea is that Aphrodite, you are the brand. Like you said, like someone walks into your home and it's the entire package. So your website should be the same. And that could mean like you have on your Work With Me page, you have, you know, are you an artist, painter, blah, 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 you know, and want more support. And, you know, here's this group. If, you know, are you a seductress ready to, you know, ravish the world? You know, that's not plagiarizing anybody. There you go. Are you seductress ready to ravish the world? That's a great question, you know, lead in sort of question. Then you send them to the finishing school page. So there's no problem with that. And then what I've done, and, you know, again, like I said, Demi probably be a good person to jump in after me, is that I will do blogs and content that will support whatever it is I'm launching at the moment. So if it's higher ground stuff that I'm launching, I'm going to try to focus more on that rather than, you know, okay, here's all my readings, someone buy a reading. You know what I mean? So you don't want to dilute your launch by having too many things going on at once. You really want to focus that, whatever, maybe it's a month of time where you're just blogging and social media writing about that particular content that's going to support that launch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But there's no reason why you can't have other blogs about, you know, being an artist and your process as an artist and a painter. So all of that is totally part of who you are, and it makes you more intriguing. You know what I mean? I think people can get too niche to the point where they get really one-sided, and I don't think it's, you know, yeah, I mean, I think you're an amazing, fascinating human, Aphrodite. And so I think we'd all agree we want you to be your whole self, you know, on social media, on your blog. But yeah, it's just like a switch of focus when you're actually launching something. And, you know, opening up registration for the finishing school. You don't want to open registration up for the other group at the same time, because then again, it's like people are going to just be confused.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. That works.
Okay, so I will stop talking, and then maybe Demi, who I would say, Demi, if you want to offer Aphrodite anything, I think you should jump in next. And then if anybody else wants to jump in after that, that would be great.
Oh yeah, I have things to say. See, for me, I feel like this is you believing that you are not acceptable, because art is the art of Aphrodite. Venus is one of Venus's arts and practices is being an artist and creating beauty. And being an artist is all about creating beauty. And I've seen what you do, and that just fits so perfectly into this arts of Aphrodite, the arts of the lover. It's literally a huge part of what Venus and Aphrodite stand for, creating beauty in the world. So you don't need to separate that out from your finishing school or your work. This is like another module of finishing school for people who want to specialize in creating beauty in the world, expressing their beauty through art. It is 100% a part of your work as Aphrodite, and part of that work as Aphrodite. No part of you is separate. This is what it's all meant to be. And you do not need to separate art out at all, because it's Aphrodite's job to be the beauty and to get other women to feel like the beauty that they can create is worthy. Because Aphrodite creates beauty wherever she goes. She inspires artists, she inspires sculptors and dancers, and that is what her purpose is. So it shouldn't be separate at all.
Thank you. Thank you. You said it like an extra module on some of that. Because my struggle is it's online. So that works. Thank you. Mhm.
Okay, we're at 11:05, and is Kay? Because I think Kay was here in the beginning, and then Helen was here. Is Kay still here? Kay, do
Yeah,
you want to go next? I think when you start talking, I will.
oh, okay, okay. Sure. Oh, first I just want to say hi to the group. Hi, ladies. I'm new to this is my first mastermind, and I'm so honored to be going last because I get to hear everyone else and who they are and get to know them a little bit, which is just so exciting for me.
Can I ask everybody who isn't talking to mute themselves, because I think that's where we're getting some feedback. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just share quickly. Aphrodite, I just wanted to say you're a beautiful, radiant woman. You've been on the screen the whole time for me, and you're just radiant. So keep doing whatever you're doing. I don't know if you're using, I think her name was Lisa's skincare products, but you look great. So keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this week I'm celebrating. I feel like the fact that it says I'm a doctor on my name, I don't want that to throw you guys. I went to medical school when I was 30. So I was a person, a human, a patient well before I was a physician, if that makes any sense. And I feel like that gives me a unique perspective, and one of which is that the doctor title, I don't want to throw anybody. I don't have an ego about it. It's not part of who I am, if that makes any sense. I'm a person of the world before I'm a physician. So anyway, I didn't become a doctor until I was 34. So whatever. So what I'm celebrating now is the fact that I applied for a job at a company that is doing exactly what I want to do, which is integrative functional medicine. And this is I think it's a position where I would see maybe 5 or 6 patients a day, and I would get to see each person for an hour, and we would go over them from head to toe. I don't know if I'm right for the position. They want a primary care doctor, and that's not who I am. I'm an integrative osteopathic general practitioner. So I'm not going to understand. I understand a lot, but I don't understand everything. So there's a lot of fear for me around this position. Just even going into the interview, there's a lot of fear because I keep getting rejected. However, I don't want to practice primary care in the United States. I feel like it's broken. I practice osteopathic medicine. I practice integrative medicine. I know about supplements. I know about herbs. I know about marijuana. I know about cannabis. I know about a lot of different things. So I'm also intuitive. I'm an intuitive practitioner. And I think that what I'm celebrating is the fact that I'm no longer scared to talk about any of these things. I used to be so scared. I just graduated from UCLA. Try telling one of the other doctors there that you're psychic. You know what I mean? They'll ask me what research studies I've done on my psychic powers. It's something that I've always kind of shied away from talking about, but now I get to just be completely who I am. And I love being in this group of artists because I get to create myself over again. So when I hear about someone creating their own skincare line with Amazon, when I hear about someone creating music, when I hear about someone drumming, when I hear about someone doing finishing school, it inspires me to go outside the regular medical box. Love working with Chris. Chris and I actually worked together in Hollywood 20 years ago. So reconnecting with her has been such a kick in the pants. And I love what she's doing, and I love supporting her, and I love hearing the community she's created. I would say that the other thing I'm celebrating is I was sued by a patient frivolously, which meant they didn't have a case against me. I didn't do anything wrong, but in the US, you can sue any doctor, and a lot of doctors just give money to make the case go away. And I wouldn't do that. And I went through the trial, and I won in the trial because once again, they didn't have any evidence. But that damaged my how I thought about my own medical knowledge so badly. I didn't want to be a doctor anymore after, I think it was in November. I said, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. And I've just been working very part-time and living off my savings and not really passionate about doctoring anymore because I thought every fucking patient, pardon my French, can sue me. Every single patient can sue me and I can go through this again. And the amount of like lost sleep. Anyway, the celebration is that I started applying for clinical jobs again. And I started feeling confident in my skills again. And I started reading medical journals again. Because once again, it's not a huge part of me. I can give it up. I'm happy to just give up medicine. It's not something that I don't have. It doesn't make me who I am. I'm so many other things. So feedback or support around something in your business. I would say that what I really want is my own television show, which is what I've always wanted as a preventive medicine doctor. So I'm working with Chris and I'm working with another person in branding. But what I do is I'm a massive procrastinator. So if somebody cancels a meeting, I won't work on my own dreams. I'll wait till they're ready to work on my dreams, if that makes any sense. And I just need support on doing something around this every single day. I'm working with this woman. She encouraged me to start a WordPress blog. Haven't done it. I've been like organizing my house like Marie Kondo the whole time, So the focus is lacking for me. So support around what people want to hear, what people want to know about. I can make videos on my own is what they've been saying, but just bringing the whole marketing and branding and package. I've been doing public health research for the last 2 years. So for someone to say like, oh, just upload a video, it's like, I don't even know what I can stick my finger in a butthole before I can upload a video. It's like, so anyway, my big takeaway is just that we're all humans. We're all struggling with our greatness.
So we're not talking about the takeaways because.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you weren't here when I announced that. Just because there are so many of us. I thought we could do our takeaways, like take notes on our takeaways from what other people talked about and the feedback we got on the Facebook group. If you feel called to do that.
Okay, no problem.
That way you have more time to get feedback as opposed to going into that other stuff. So you're so in the right place for women who are totally like doing their own thing and not staying inside a box. I mean, everybody here is a trailblazer, which, that's, part of my branding and part of my revolution is putting together women who want to revolutionize the feminine face of business. I mean, that became my tagline, but it's not just me. It's like, again, bringing together other women who want to do the same. So you're in the right group. I love that you want to do a TV show. I don't know if anybody's seen your headshots, but we could probably tell by looking at you, even with no makeup, you're absolutely stunning. And her headshots are like, wow. And her daughter is so beautiful. And you're just, I had a reading with Kay after not seeing Kay for 25 years. We worked together at E! Entertainment Television, back in the day, and always loved Kay and always had you on my mind and was hoping that we would someday reconnect. So I'm really glad that we found each other. So focus is super important especially at any stage, but especially at the beginning stages of, building your brand, building your platform. All of the stuff that your branding person is telling you to do is great. But for you, maybe it's making videos. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be like long old written blogs. So I would say some people like to do podcasts. Some people like to just do like short little things on social media. And, part of it is about finding the medium that really feels fun, comfortable, and quick for you, because you're a mom, you're a doctor, you're trying to build a new business. You're doing a lot of stuff. So what I try to dissuade people from doing is adding more shit to their to-do list, because obviously your daughter comes first, or you come first and your daughter is like 1.5, because we know if you're not keeping yourself healthy and well and feeling loving yourself up, you're not going to be able to be much of help to her either. So the class is going to take you step by step through all of that. So I don't know where you are in the different lessons, but just spending time, like every morning, what I do is just write down sometimes only one thing, like the one major thing that I have to do today is like make a decision about which platform. Is it YouTube video? Is it Instagram? I'm going to make a decision on what I'm doing to build my main platform. And just making that decision, that could be a focus for a day. The next day could be, okay, now I'm going to actually sign up and figure out like the right equipment I'm going to need. So I would say for you, because you have so many other things in the background, having 1 or 2 items to focus on per day, and then take the weekends off if you can. Try not to work the weekends. I mean, a lot of us have to jump in from time to time and do something on the weekends because I know that's part of your work. But don't make extra work for yourself to the point where you're just going to make yourself crazy. And then I use a timer. It's like I have 1 hour to do this, and if it starts going over an hour, I know that I'm probably not quite focused. I might be checking social media or my email, you know what I mean? So using a timer is really good because it just, again, it disciplines your mind to come up with stuff faster. And then it's like, oh, it's so much easier because my brain knows it only has a half hour to do this, so it just does it. It's like a training. It's like training to be an athlete. It's the same principle. I'm going to stop talking, and anybody else want to jump in to give Kay some focusing advice?
I'd like to say something.
Sorry, you
go ahead. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I just wanted to say that if you want to start a TV show, you should just start a TV show and have your own YouTube channel, and people would love to hear from a hot doctor about holistic health stuff. And it doesn't have to be perfect to start with because nobody starts out perfect. And if you're the kind of person that needs a team to get something done, there is no shame in not being able to do everything on your own. I have learned that if I don't have other people around to help share I think it's more the mental burden and the support aspect of it. It's not necessarily that I'm lazy or I procrastinate. It's just managing something that big on your own is really hard, and just having someone there for support is really helpful. So if you're someone that needs a partner in crime, don't find a partner in crime. Someone who thinks it'll be fun to be the handheld camera lady or something. You don't have to do it on your own. And you could just start a YouTube channel, and it can be crap for a few months, and then it will get better. The more you learn what you're doing, and as you keep doing it, it's going to get better. But yeah, that's all. And then if you have a blog, just put your YouTube, just say, hey, this week I'm talking about this on my YouTube channel, look, and then just the thing, and then that's done. Don't do the writing if you don't want to.
Thank you.
Okay, Lisa, can you make it quick? Because I think, is Helen still here? I think Helen hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I want Helen to actually, Lisa, can you be really fast?
I can be really fast.
Awesome. Thanks, honey.
Okay, so Dr. K is a DO, a doctor of osteopathic medicine, right? Hello?
Sorry, I thought you could see me. I thought you could see me. Yes, I'm nodding yes.
Okay, so you're a DO.
Yes.
Okay, in Atlanta, DOs are the shit. In Atlanta, more DOs are employed by hospital corporations than MDs. People love DOs. But I would just tell you this, and maybe it'll make you feel better. I've worked for fabulous, wonderful surgeons and doctors all of my life for 30 plus years. And I can tell you that they've all been sued several times. So just because a patient sues you, don't give up. Don't let that get to you. Don't let that get to you, because they've all been sued. The best of the best have been sued. These are just people that are sue happy. So don't take it personal. And I also have a contact who is creating a website which will eventually merge with Netflix and take over cable, based in Australia, but bringing it to the United States. It's called The Love Destination, thelovedestination.com. And they are always looking for brilliant, educated, intelligent women, doctors, to do blogs, videos on whatever situations or subjects that women are interested in. So I'll send you that information. But don't get down because you've been sued. They've all been sued. Okay?
Lisa, can you post that lovedestination.com?
Absolutely.
Is it just for doctors? Is it for other people?
No, it's for everything. It's for relationships. It's for marketing. It's for women. It's for sex. It's for health. It's for everything.
Yeah, so that would be perfect for our group. So that's part of your assignment, is to post.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Okay. I just didn't want her to get too down about being sued. They've all been sued. But most of them haven't, most of the plaintiffs haven't won.
Right.
It's just there are sue happy people in the world, and don't let that get to her.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
Thank
really
you.
nice message. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so I want to jump over to Helen, because I think we should probably get off the phone around 11:30, because that's an hour and a half, which is, it's good for a mastermind. I didn't really necessarily think we'd get done in an hour, that's for sure. So, Helen, do you want to tell us what you're celebrating this week and your accomplishments, and then what you'd like feedback on from the group?
I don't know, something. Hi, and really nice to meet some new members and speak to Kay and Lisa. Yeah, I've just been doing quite a lot this week, but not really business stuff as usual. I did a liver flush, which I have not done in 2 years, so that was took a lot of my time and was really good, and I feel much better from it. And what else? I've decided, I think, as of last night, that I am most definitely going to go to Thailand for 6 weeks, which has been looming like a really horrible big headache for over a month on my mind. And I really realized I was in some really poor sort of poverty consciousness mindset. So once I managed to see that, I've been able to work on that. And the other thing I kind of like realized this week was, again, like all the big things that have happened in my life, all the big amazing juicy stuff that seemed like kind of divinely planned has just come, it's flowed to me, and I haven't had to go out and do anything. And that I need to get myself back into a really anchored position of calling in and manifesting what I desire. And I've got all the tools to do it. I've got the magic tools to do it. I've got like proven track record with it, and to stop sitting in like victim mentality, feeling sorry for myself. So I've been kind of working on turning that around. And yeah, I'm just going to go to Thailand and basically do what I want to do out there, and just like really knowing that that money is going to come to me, and I don't know where from yet, but it's going to come. So that's kind of what I'm celebrating. I don't really have any super urgent business stuff, so I can probably just let people go.
Now tell us at least one thing, maybe just one thing that you would like support on. It doesn't have to necessarily be totally even business related.
I think it seems like a small thing, but it's actually mega for me, and it's like coming up as a block, which was like one of our tasks right at the beginning, I think on week 1, of like introducing ourselves to the group and like seeing who we are. And I just like have a real block around putting anything, and I just don't want to do it, and I don't know why. I think it's like a worthiness thing, an integrity thing. I just feel like I feel like everyone's got lots of things to put, like artist or priestess or I don't know, all those cool stuff, but I just don't really feel entitled to put any of those things. So I don't really know how to introduce myself. And actually for the group, it doesn't matter so much, you know, who I am, but I think, you know, when it comes to my website or like my own branding, it's a bit of another, it's kind of a major block that I've been having. So I don't want to call myself a healer, don't want to call myself a priestess, don't want to call myself anything really. I just like, I'm not those things. So but people want to know who you are. It's like the first thing people ask you, well, what do you do? What do you do? So I don't really think anyone, I don't know if you can help away,
Helen, if you could step away from titles, why don't you tell the group right now, right here, just pretend everybody's in the room and you're standing up in front of us and you're basically just telling us what you love doing the most. Or what you love doing lately. Let's just say what you love doing lately.
Yeah, I think this is another thing where I've realized, again, it's like the light bulb. It's just I'm so far too immersed, completely bogged down in learning. And I'm to the point that I'm having no fun. I'm not doing anything fun. I can't tell you the last time I went to a concert, I went to the cinema, I went to a bar, like nothing. I don't do anything. I literally sit in the house and like read books and sit on the internet and research stuff and try and learn stuff, and like it's just intense. And
you're a fantastic healer. Like you've done healings on me, you've done healings for other people, you've done priestess work. Can you tell people?
Yeah, I've been doing, so I suppose what I've been doing for 4 years is like some really potent kind of transformational healing work with myself, which then I desire to be able to bring, or I know is my calling to bring that forth for others. And it's potent change, and it's calling in the dark as well as the light. It's dark goddess energy. So transformations of the heart. It's allowing women to find their own power. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
I love that transformation. Did you say from the heart or of the heart?
Both.
We'll have to listen to, because it just rolled off your tongue.
Did it? I don't know. Just trying. Yeah, it's potent transformation. It's well, what I think that we discussed before, and from what I channeled, it was like leading women through their core heart woundings into their divine feminine power. Yeah, through the woundings of betrayal and abandonment.
Yeah. Well, you've had a lot of experiences. I mean, we all have, but I love how you bring in that a lot of different, feminine, divine feminine archetypes and those different transformations that basically constellated the archetype or sparked it or kind of brought it out of yourself, and how I think what you're doing, it's so like this, you're doing a lot of work on yourself, or you have been, and your work with me, I know, has been like really revelatory as far as, your methods are definitely different than any methods I've ever seen a healer use. And you have an amazing teacher. And I think that you're in such a different place than you were when I met you over a year ago too.
I just, when it came to me, it's like creative healing magic. I mean, I've talked about the magic before, but I realize it's like showing women that they can create whatever they want. It's like magic's real. And something that I was kind of, that came through an initiation ceremony I did, was it's like the priestessing now is showing, it's for me, it's showing women that they too can create whatever they desire. That's magic. And that's their raw power as well. So I think that's where the power aspect's coming from. And it's not something I've been kind of warned about is that, not warned, but it's been said to me again, is that, not for me personally, not to try and be too soft about it, because it's not really my energy. And that they're kind of my guides and so on, they're witnessing this like softening in me into the feminine over the last 2 or 3 years, and it's beautiful, but it's not what I bring to people, and that my energy is just more intoxicating. It's supposed to put some people off and supposed to like seduce others and help them like heal, sort of in through my presence. But it's like a strong kind of energy, so it's not, and I'm trying to be too soft about it. So yeah, I think that's why I need to just go and play some more and find my own fire again and get out of my mental realm. And I think that's why I need to go to Thailand, just have a break.
I'm so all for that. I want to go with you. I'm happy you're doing that for yourself. It's awesome. So thank you for explaining more fully to the group. I think that really helps. Your words are beautiful, and you have a wonderful way of explaining all of that.
That's helpful for me to try and articulate it, because I tend to back away from it. If people ask, I'm just like, so being forced to kind of say something is good. So thank you, that was helpful.
Yeah, no, it was good. I didn't have to force you, you just went with it. And Demi said in the chat, you need the Venus working, girl. So I'm gonna, does anybody want to jump in and give Helen some feedback? Go for it.
You need to get out of your brain and start having fun. Literally. You're not going to be able, nothing good happens when you're not having any fun, and punishing yourself for not having any money or not doing things properly or not being right and not letting yourself have fun until you've done things right. It just means you're going to be stuck there for longer. And as soon as you start having fun, the less serious it will be. Go to Thailand. Don't work while you're in Thailand. And don't
do a course.
Don't use it as an excuse to make yourself better. And don't go to Thailand and only do things that you think will be good for you, and only spend money on things that you think will help you and are vaguely related to what you can do, because otherwise you'll feel guilty about spending money on it, because that's not the point. The whole point is going and doing stuff that is fun and has no point other than that you enjoy it, because that is what will heal you.
It's half and half. So I'm doing some stuff with my teacher, because that's where I'm going, and then I intend to take like another 2 or 3 weeks to just do whatever I want. But some of my teaching stuff with Peter is like, it's incredible fun, like the voodoo initiation. It's just so potent, I love it. So it's not all horrible.
Cool.
But yeah, thank you.
As long as you go paddleboarding and you go walking in the jungle and you get massages and things that just have absolutely no purpose other than to make you happy.
I will, but that's why I had to really sort this money issue, because as you say, it's like if I go there and don't want to spend money because I feel guilty about it all the time getting massages, it's not pleasurable. So I have to really But
you're not gonna make money until you stop that energy, that heavy, I have to make money, fuck my life, everything is horrible energy. It's only going to be once you can start enjoying yourself that money can come back in again.
It'll just come out. I've sent off a PPI check, so I'm waiting for that to manifest. The Americans won't know the PPI thing. Anyway, but thank you so much. It was really nice to meet everyone.
I just had something to add. So every time I think about you, I think about Daenerys and the conversation we had. I think about the dragon fire. I don't know if it's your hair, it's just you. And I agree, if when you go towards the softness, you probably won't feel aligned and inspired. So I would just remind myself that you're all about the fire, and we want the fire.
I think that's where it's not been helpful for me, like, because I follow so many people, and there's so much talk about kind of, the feminine and softening and the sisterhood. It's like I can't have all those things, but it's not my like essential essence. And it's not the message I had through was it's not who you're here to be in this lifetime. So stop, step into like your own energy. So yeah.
I keep having flashes too of you making out with a bunch of guys. I've got, on my mind. I'm always
in Thailand.
It's like I've got a one-track mind. It's like sex, tantra. But I could just see you being like, that dragon side just being like, come here, luscious.
The tantra thing's dropped in so many times. I keep being told I'm basically here to do tantra, and I'm like, no. I want a husband with roses around my door. I'm not
you can have it all, girl. But yeah, go with your this dragon. It's potent and it's hot. I'm getting the hot, fiery sex vibes. I'm like, woo.
Glad you are. Someone's got to.
Okay, before we jump off, Lisa, did you want to say anything to Helen? I don't think, Maria's here too. Maybe Maria might want to jump in as well.
Yeah, I'm in the bathroom with my son, but I can say that Helen, you're awesome. And yeah, I had a session with me and it was really powerful and it was something else. So just keep at it. And have fun in Thailand. Yeah. Love you.
Lisa, did you want to say anything or should I do our sign off for now?
No, I'm good. I'll let you go ahead and your thing.
Okay, this was a great, amazing mastermind. And as you can see, every woman here is a fucking amazing bombshell of greatness. I don't know. I can't find the words. I'm really just love meeting with you guys. I'm almost wondering if we need to do masterminds every week and readings every other week. So maybe we divide up the group more so everybody, because it was good. Like some of you, hopefully everybody got something out of this, but I want to make sure everybody had enough time to get feedback. And at least I think everybody that was here did get feedback today, and that's what I wanted. And I'll post a thread right now with our mastermind video link. And I would love for you all to post your takeaways from today. I've got a ton of notes, so I'll post stuff that so many of you said today really inspired me. Everybody said something that inspired me. You're all brilliant. Don't forget it. Just spread that brilliance, beautiful ladies, and have an amazing evening, amazing day. And I'll see you guys in the Facebook group. Thanks.